Hey everyone, so today's video is a really exciting one and I hope it will be helpful for you. So I'm going to be talking about a bunch of products that are drugstore but they feel high end. Now some of these, the packaging necessarily doesn't feel high end, but the actual product on the inside is what matters. So some of them do have really nice packaging, but others packaging isn't necessarily the best because obviously it is drugstore, so it's gonna be a little bit cheaper, but the product on the inside is what actually matters. And I did see someone else do this video and I cannot remember for the life of me who I saw do it, but this is not my own original idea. This is just my interpretation kind of this video where I got inspired to do it from someone else. So I wish I could give credit to that person, but I really cannot remember, and I tried to look it up and search it and I just couldn't find who I saw do this. So I'm really excited to share all these products with you, and I hope that you can find some good drugstore cheap alternatives to high-end, because I do truly believe that you can find products at the drugstore that are just as good as high-end products and for a quarter of the price tag. So I really hope this helps some of you out there that are looking to get more into drugstore products and don't want to spend a ton of money on high-end products. Also, some of these products are not necessarily drugstore, they're really just inexpensive products that feel high end, because you can't necessarily get these at like every drugstore, but they are all pretty inexpensive products. So the first product I have here is from Juvia's Place, and this is their I Am Magic Concealer. This is an amazing concealer, specifically if you like full coverage, because it is super full coverage, but I don't find it to be cakey or heavy under the eyes. It's a pretty thin formula, but it still has that high coverage that I really love. I believe this is about $10, $10 or $12 maybe, and Juvia's Place always has sales, so it's already a really good price, and you can definitely find it on sale at an even cheaper price and a better deal. So I would really recommend this concealer, specifically if you like full coverage concealer, because this is definitely not your light, natural, everyday kind of concealer. It is kind of a more full glam type of concealer, so just be aware of that before you purchase this. The next product is a foundation that I've heard really no one talk about. This is the BH Cosmetics BH Liquid Foundation, and it says naturally flawless, so it is a pretty full coverage foundation. You can also sheer it out to be a little bit more natural and everyday, but I feel like this could work for multiple different occasions because you can sheer it out and get that more light to medium look, or you can build it up and get a really full glam, full coverage look. And mine is in the shade 203 Fair Beige, but I do really love this concealer, and it just looks, it has kind of like a natural satin finish, so it's not too matte, it's not too dewy, but I find it to be like a little bit hydrating on the skin. So if you're looking for a really good everyday versatile foundation, then I would definitely recommend this. I have been really loving it, and I'm not sure exactly how much this is, but I know BH Cosmetics is pretty cheap, and they also do have a lot of sales on their website most of the time, so I'm pretty sure you could find this at, it's already a good price, but you can find it at an even better price if you buy it during one of their sales. Next is a product that I have been really loving, and it is in a project pan right now, but I love this even before I started panning it. This is the Milani Prep Set and Glow Illuminating Transparent Powder. Mine is in the shade 02, and this is what it looks like. So it's just what it says, an illuminating transparent powder. So I do use this kind of to set my face, so I'll use a more matte powder in my T-zone and under my eyes, and then I will use this all over the rest of the face, like mostly on the outer portions, to give a little bit of that glow, because I don't like my skin to be completely matte. So if you like that really dewy look and you don't like matte setting powders because it just makes your skin look so flat and non-dimensional, I would really recommend this because it just has the perfect glow to it. It's not like super intense, it doesn't have any glitter or shimmer in it. It kind of reminds me of the Hourglass ambient lighting powders, like the ones that are meant to be finishing powders, even though I haven't tried those, but I've heard a couple people say that this is like a good dupe for those, but I haven't tried the Hourglass ones, and those are super expensive. So maybe give this powder a try if you're interested in those, just to see if you like the finish and that type of product, because finishing powders can sometimes not be for everyone, especially if you have more oily skin. Sometimes you like your skin to look more matte, so this definitely does give a beautiful glow to your skin, but that's why I really love it. I forgot to mention the packaging on these other products, but the Juvia's Place concealer, it is plastic, so like it doesn't feel super luxurious, but it is a pretty nice packaging, and it does have a little doe foot applicator, so I do like this applicator for my concealer. And then the BH Cosmetics packaging actually feels really nice and luxurious. This is a glass kind of frosted bottle, and the lid is just plastic, and it comes with a pump, and obviously the pump is just plastic. So this pump and lid kind of feels a little bit cheap, but the actual bottle feels really nice and luxurious. So I do kind of like this. It feels like a pretty high-end product. And then the Milani packaging obviously is just plastic. It's not bad packaging or anything, and it's pretty durable and sturdy, so I don't have a problem with this. Now I do have another product here from Milani. This is also in a project pan right now. This is the Silky Matte bronzing powder. Mine is in the shade 01, and this packaging, obviously you can see it has like that gold, which kind of makes it look a bit more high-end, but it's obviously just like a plastic compact. And I like that this is not like the Physicians Formula bronzer that is really big and bulky. This is not, it's not tiny, but it's not too bulky like the Physicians Formula bronzer. So I do really enjoy this, and the actual product in here is incredible. This is one of my favorite bronzers for like a matte bronzer. Obviously this is a matte bronzer, so it doesn't have any glow to the skin, so I use this more as like a contouring sculpting product. And this powder is just super smooth and creamy. It blends out so easily. And I also find that this isn't too pigmented, so it's pretty hard to go overboard with this. And I really like that because you can easily sheer it out and get a really natural everyday look, but you can also build it up a little bit to get that more intense sculpt and contour. This is what I'm wearing on my face today as a contour. The next product is a blush from Essence. This is one of their Satin Touch blushes. This one is in the shade Satin Love. Essence in particular is a drugstore brand that I think does have pretty cheap packaging, but they're also one of the most affordable drugstore brands. And the product inside is what really matters, and most of their products are really good, at least the ones that I have tried. And I really love this blush. It's exactly what it says. It's a beautiful satin finish, so it's not completely matte, but it doesn't have any like shimmer or glitter in it, and it's also really smooth and creamy. Here is a swatch of it, and I like that this can sheer out to be a really nice natural blush, but you can also build it up a little bit because I do like a pretty heavy blush look. So you can get this to be pretty pigmented if you want, but it starts off as like a more sheer blush, which is kind of how I like my blush, to be buildable and not too pigmented on the first application. So I do really love this, and the finish of this is beautiful, and the formula is really beautiful. It blends out super easily and is just like the most foolproof blush. So if you're just getting into makeup and you want a really good go-to everyday blush, I think this is a really good product for that. And I think these are only like a few dollars, like maybe $4 to $5, maybe $6, but that is very cheap for even a drugstore blush. And then I also chose a liquid blush, which has been compared to the Glossier liquid blushes. I forget what they're called exactly, but this is the Flower Beauty Blush Balm. This one is in the shade Cinnamon. This is my favorite shade that I have. I have one other shade that's more peachy, but this is just the perfect neutral brownie tone everyday blush, and I really love these more brown warm tones for everyday, and this is just the perfect liquid blush. It's super easy to apply. I usually apply these with my fingers and they blend out really easily. You could also use a sponge or even a brush. I haven't really used a brush with this, but I'm pretty sure that would work just fine. And I do really love these I have not tried the Glossier liquid blushes, but they have been comparable to those, and it's a similar sort of packaging. I like that the top applicator of this is see-through, so you can really see how much product you're getting out and really control the amount of product you're getting out, because I feel like with products like the Glossier liquid blushes, it's hard to tell how much you're really squeezing out and you end up having way too much and just wasting product. So I really love that this packaging, the top of it is see-through so that you can see that, but it's like it doesn't feel the most luxurious. The actual packaging, obviously, it's just a little plastic squeezy tube with a plastic lid, but the actual product inside is really amazing, and this is probably my favorite cream liquid type blush. The next product is a highlighting palette. This is the Makeup Revolution London Soph X highlighter palette, and this has been out for a very long time, and this used to be like raved about a lot, but I don't hear anyone talking about it anymore or recently. And obviously this is a Revolution palette, so it's kind of that cheap packaging, but what's on the inside is really incredible highlighters, and I really like that they included every tone and kind of depth you need in this palette. This is probably better for lighter skin tones, lighter to medium skin tones. You do have these two deeper-ish shades here, but then again, they're also not that deep. So like these two wouldn't work on my skin tone. They'd probably work if you have more medium skin tone, but all of the other shades in here I can use. And I like that they have like cool tones, warm tones, neutrals, and within this palette, there are a couple different formulas. I find that some of them are a lot more intense and give that really intense glow, but some of them are also a bit more natural. So I like that this has that variety in it, that you can get an everyday natural glow or a really intense full glam glow. So I do really love this highlighting palette, and I definitely need to use it more. The colors that I dip into the most are this one right here in the corner and probably this one over here. But I like that this has all the tones I need in a highlighter. So if you're just starting your makeup collection and you need a really good highlighting palette, I would definitely recommend this because I feel like this has all the tones that you need. Next, I have another Juvia's Place product, specifically their eyeshadow palettes. Now, all of their eyeshadow palettes are good, and a lot of them are on my wish list, but I do have two here. So I have the Nubian, and I like that Juvia's Place also caters to all different skin tones. So this is probably like a perfect neutral palette for more medium to deep skin tones, because as you can see, they don't have any really, really light transition shades. Like these two shades are more of like crease shades for me, not necessarily transition shades. So I do really love this palette, and I love the formula. The matte shades are super buttery and easy to blend, and their metallic formula is super metallic and really intense. So I love their formula of both the mattes and shimmers in here. And this also has like a pretty duochrome in the corner. So this is a perfect everyday palette. And then I also have the Nubian 3 Coral palette, which is a bit more unique. And it has obviously some peachy tones and then some gray silver tones up here. So I find that this is one of my more unique color stories, and I find that Juvia's Place has really unique color stories for eyeshadow. So if you're looking for more unique shades, maybe if you already have a ton of eyeshadow like I do, I would definitely check out Juvia's Place. I think these palettes are like maybe $20, which seems pretty pricey, but like 90% of the time Juvia's Place has sales, like I said before, and their sales are really good. They're like, most of the time they're like 50% off. So you can get these at a really good price, and the quality of these is amazing. And again, the packaging is just cardboard, but there are high-end palettes that have cardboard packaging just like this, and obviously this one's like a glossy finish. This is more of a matte finish, which I kind of like better, but anyways, that's just a preference thing. Now I have a couple of lip products to talk about. So the first one is from ColourPop, and this is an ultra blotted lip in the shade Zuma. This is the favorite shade, my favorite shade I have in this formula. I'm specifically talking about the ultra blotted lip formula. There are other products on the market that have this kind of like sheer, comfortable, matte formula. And the packaging of this feels like pretty high-end. I think this is plastic though, but it looks really nice and sleek. Obviously, it's the classic ColourPop packaging, and it's just a really nice doe foot applicator. So right now, I know that really sheer, like kind of glossy lip tints and lip balms are in, but if you don't want that glossy finish, this is like basically that same product, but in a matte formula. So these are pretty sheer, but you can also build them up on the lips. So you can sheer them out to be a really pretty nice everyday kind of color. So as you can see there, that's it kind of sheared out, and it is pretty sheer, but you can also build it up like a classic liquid lipstick formula. So I would really recommend these if you're looking for a good kind of sheer everyday lip color, but you don't like that glossy finish, especially when we're wearing masks every day. So that matte formula that is going to stay on your lips is probably preferred, and this is super comfortable on lips. It doesn't dry them out, and it just feels really lightweight and kind of like there's nothing on your lips, but it also stays on really well because it's that matte formula. Now, the last product that I have to talk about is from e.l.f. and I think e.l.f. has some really good products, especially for the drugstore. These are their High Shine liquid lipsticks, and so basically they're really pigmented lip glosses, and I have the shades Bitten Pink and Naked Nude. My favorite is Bitten Pink, and I believe they do have this in 4 different shades, but here is a swatch of that. So they are pretty pigmented, and they are also glossy. So some people don't like that really pigmented glossy look, but if you do, these are definitely really good products and some of my favorite lip glosses. So obviously, because they're so pigmented, you can wear them on their own and you don't really need a lipstick underneath them. And I also really love the packaging of this. This is just plastic, but then the caps are kind of like this glass-ish material, I don't know, and they just look really nice and sleek. They kind of remind me of NARS packaging, and obviously the applicator is just a really nice doe foot. This is a really nice gloss formula that isn't sticky on the lips. It just feels really nice and comfortable. So I would really recommend these, and there are a lot of products from e.l.f. that are really good and luxurious. So that is it for all the drugstore products that I have to talk about that feel high-end, and I really hope this helped you in some way and you got some ideas maybe to buy a drugstore product to see if you like it before purchasing a high-end product, or instead of purchasing a high-end product. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, and I do post new videos 3 to 4 times a week, so if you want to see more from me, make sure to subscribe and don't forget to hit that bell icon to get notified every time I post. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.